All right, welcome back. We were getting ready to receive the colonists. The colonist mission is ready to go. It's still on Earth. It'll be in our orbit in 7 months, and 7 months after that, it's gonna go ahead and land. And we're gonna have colonists in about 14 months. All right, so we got just a little bit of time to get everything up and ready to go. We got 3 more buildings that we can build, and there's about 5 buildings that we need. So that's gonna be a bit disastrous for us. But 2 of the buildings that we need are mines. We need another iron mine, and we need another chemical mine. So we do have those. Got an iron mine right here, so we're gonna grab that. We got a chemical mine right here, so we're going to grab that. That's going to be extraordinarily unfortunate. Going to be... Hey! Alright, so let's move our solar plants out a little bit. Once that's built there... And once that's built there, we'll get rid of this one and this one, and that'll bring our buildings back down to 47. Because we need these. We need these. All right, so we got that one there. All right, we're gonna take that out. That one's built there. And take that out. Now we're gonna get this iron mine here. That chemical mine there. Still too far, we need a worker hub. And now we're at 50 buildings, right? So we're kind of stuck here. Not being able to build anything until we get those colonists here and get some research done. But those colonists should be here relatively soon. Check our traffic flow. Our traffic flow is doing pretty good. Check our scanner. This could be a bit faster, but it is what it is. We're gonna want to expand down to here as soon as we have building limit. We don't have building limit. We're losing electricity like crazy. Like crazy. It's just in free fall. So that's gonna go until... Well, it should have stopped at 46, but it's still going down. Maybe it's gonna go up to 6. Alright. So that's fine. We should level out about there. We can't actually build another power plant, so that needs to not be giving us problems. And then, let's see what here. What's going to actually start giving us problems is at some point, these resources are going to run out. So, all right. So it looks like everything that we started with, this aluminum line was first. So we're still at over 300. Our colonists are here. So let's meet our colonists. We can select the research. We're going to want to go to engineering. Like I said, we want to get building limit first. This gives us building limit 100. We're going to research that. Colonist arrivals. We're going to go ahead and we're going to read these. Congratulations. First colonists have arrived. Make sure they have enough food, water, and shelter to survive on Mars. We got that. It is the duty of the colonists to provide technical assistance to the project. When satisfied, they will be able to focus on their research projects, advancing the technologies required to fulfill the mission. Colonists will migrate internally using purpose-built airships to the most efficient colonies and research outposts, and in the event of starvation, they may eventually return back to Earth for safety. Take also into consideration that the number of colonists can naturally increase or decrease from time to time, as some of them may have children or peacefully decay on the planet. By peacefully decay, they mean die. Keep it up with the plan and terraform Mars. Go to Tech Tree. We already did that. All right, we're researching E01, which is engineering level 1. And that will give us, this is actually going to open up a lot for us. It's going to open up Fission Plant, which is going to be like the third thing that we want to research. Advanced Mines is going to be number 4. Right, so here's our research path for the early game. Our research path for the early game is E01, S01, Fission Plant, Advanced Mine. We're going to want the Space Mirror Array. Then we're going to want to go to Advanced Colonies, and we're going to want to research B01. Right, and by the time we get to B01, the military tech branch should be open, and we'll have to do some stuff with that, right? So that's going to be our early game into the mid game. The mid game is largely going to focus on bouncing back between space tech, biotech, military tech, and engineering tech in that order. Because by the time we get to the mid game, we're going to want to start doing the terraforming. We're really going to want to hit that real hard, real fast. And we're going to want, again, a lot of spaceports because we're going to need to do a lot of stuff with them. Once we start terraforming, we're actually going to cause more problems for ourselves than we can rectify. One of those is going to be water, right? So once you start terraforming and increasing the temperature, these ice veins, they're going to go away, right? So we need to have the ability to create water pumps on the non-flooded areas so we can get water into our colonies before we finish the terraforming project. Because if we don't have that, all of these ice veins are going to go basically away, and we're not going to have any water for the colonies. So, like I said, we're going to cause a lot more problems for ourselves than we're actually going to have the ability and the technology to fix once we start terraforming. So we're going to want to hit that really hard, really fast, so those problems are actually minimal.
Hi, Amy. Finally we meet. I've been really looking forward to working with you. I'm Elia Valentine. I've been elected the leader of the human colonies for this mission.
Hello, Commander. I am excited to meet you.
Please, call me Elia. I can't get used to these stuffy ISA ranks. I got my PhD in psychology, so I've got no business with those fancy titles. That's enough jabbering from me. We'll be making history with this mission. If things proceed according to plan, who knows how far ahead we'll bring humanity. I see you've already selected a technology from the tech tree for us to research. Great! My team's eager to get started. Developing this incredible technology is the reason many of us fought to be on the mission. We're going to make a great team. We're so lucky to have you. Talk to you later.
All right, let's go. Let's kick this back up into high gear. We'll just throw it on to times 16 for now. We don't really have anything coming in that we need to pay attention to. The early game stuff is really just a lot of sitting around, but here towards the mid game and the late game, having it be on 16x is going to cause us some problems. Not only because of the processing limit of the engine, but also just because of the sheer amount of things that we'll have to focus on until we get into like the extreme late game where, you know, everything's sort of winding down and we don't have that many more things. So right now we're just trying to get this tech researched. It hasn't even started yet because the colonists haven't actually settled in, right? So they haven't even started to research. There it goes. So this is going to start ticking up. And here's what I mean by a research bonus. Let's see. Yeah, so a research outpost for the scientists gives a research bonus when occupied. What does it say where does it say the I don't know. I could have sworn that it shows where the bonus is.
Applying Earth technologies to the Martian environment is a challenge. Many techniques and procedures will not apply here. I am excited to make engineering progress in this planet.
There it is. So when you hover over the research, right now we're at 1%. We got 10 population in the research outpost. So per research outpost, it's 5%. I thought it was 10%, but it's a 5% bonus, right? So we don't have enough colonists to fully operate that, but that's fine, right? So this is almost maxed out. This is giving us near our full output. This mission here is on repeat, right? So it's just gonna go back and forth to get the colonists. It's totally fine. It's what we want. It's no big deal. These first few researchers are not going to take that long to research. The later research stages, we might want to have more than one colonist shuttle going, because we're going to want to fill more colonist centers. But we want to be careful with bringing colonists. We don't want to bring in too many because we have to feed them, right? And in order to do that, we have to build food plants and we have to have ice or water for the time being. We get actual water. But we want to kind of make sure that we're not bringing in too many colonists, more than we can handle. So we kind of want to keep an eye on that. But we want to bring in as many colonists as possible. I don't usually get more than one actual colony because we can start upgrading these right now, right? Let's look at the biotech. I can get advanced colonies right now, and that's going to increase the amount of colonies, or the amount of colonists that'll live in this colony right off the bat, right? So we kind of don't really need more than one of these at the start. And what's going to increase our population is going to be these research outposts, right? So we're kind of just going to have this one main colony and then a lot of research outposts, like a lot of research outposts. We got this one here we're going to grab just because it's here, and in our sector it doesn't have anything, you know, story-based related to it. But later we're going to have 1, 4. So out here there's one here, and then there's 3 more here, so it's a 4, so that's going to be 6 total. Going to be a couple more out here. I think it's like 3 or 4. Oh, so we'll call that 9. Some out here. There's going to be 1 down here, 1 over here, and one up here. So we're gonna have about 10 or 12 of these research outposts, right? So that's gonna be like 500 to 600 more colonists, right? So we don't need a bunch of these to import more colonists. Probably ever. All right, so we got engineering 1. We got more buildings. That's perfect for us. We want to go to space now and increase our spaceport limit. And we're going to almost immediately max that out. All right, initiate terraforming stage 1, melt the dry ice polar caps. Congratulations, you're about to start terraforming, the terraforming plant. The first stage consists of liberating all the CO2 that's trapped as CO2 ice in the polar caps of Mars. This can be done multiple ways and through different special projects. Check the tech tree to learn more about how they work. During this stage, the CO2 in the caps will start sublimating and further increasing the planet's temperature, creating a runaway effect until the caps disappear completely. Raise the temperature to negative 50 degrees Celsius, sublimate the frozen CO2. Keep it up with the plan and terraform Mars. All right, let's go. All right, so we want to go down to this research outpost here. So we want to spread out our worker hubs. All right, the Houlong research outpost. Status, research completed. Research team TN OA-2/3. Author, nuclear physicist Zash Amask. Report, we powered up the building using the MMEV's batteries and conducted our sweep. Our suspicions are that it's an abandoned habitat that hosted the Houlong mission crew. The building remains in good condition. We put it back into operation and some of us moved in to explore it more fully. Our biggest discovery of the day was a map that indicated the location of another facility at 16.8 degrees east and 14.5 degrees south. It appears to be a nuclear silo. All right, so that will open up the Houlong mission special project over here, right? And so we're going to need to open up this sector here,
Hey,
which
Amy.
means we're going to need more space.
It's Elia. I can't believe what we found. It's an abandoned facility. Have you read the expedition log I sent yet?
Yes, I read through it and I copied it into my knowledge base. The facility was an unmarked Chinese colony, right?
Exactly. It belonged to China's terraforming mission called Houlong. Now we know their plan was to drop nuclear weapons on the poles and release enough greenhouse gases to warm the planet. China got pretty far with their space program. I've admired their ambition for a long time.
How long have you been waiting for this mission?
My entire life, Amy. It's a bit crazy, huh? I've always believed that humanity's destiny reached far beyond just Earth. We should be much further along, but the conflicts on Earth never stop. The Oxy-UN and the techies keep fighting. I'm hoping that our success on Mars gets us to leave those arguments behind. We're here to set down a new path for our future, and I get to lead the way. Anyway, getting back to what we found. The Houlong mission managed to build a nuclear silo before their plans got aborted. We found the location of one of them. I've uploaded the coordinates to your system. You can see it in your orbital view. The silo's located in SA9. I'll get authorization from ISA to explore this new sector. Whenever you think it's a good time to go, I'll send a research team. It was really nice talking to you, Amy. I know AIs are programmed to be good listeners, but with you, it feels real. All right, I'd better get going on my EVAs. Talk to you later.
All right, so we got to go here.
So, the mysterious ruins ended up being an abandoned colony, part of the Houlong mission, also known as Fire Dragon. I would like to have more information, but the records about the mission are very unclear. Some speculation about it, maybe, but nothing concrete.
And we're also going to put an areological scanner down here. Will help spread out our scanning abilities.
Colonists have been migrating back to Earth. I should check.
Okay, so now that that's done, what did I say was next? Space mirror array.
The food and water levels. If the levels are too low, the colonies cannot sustain growth.
Our food and water.
I need to stay alert.
Our food and water's fine. That's an automatic trigger. Even if you have enough food and water, you're gonna get that. So our food and water's perfectly adequate. We need to get spaceports. I need to build 2. Alright. And then once these 2 are built, we just need to start slamming that space mirror array. Oh, we need to open up this other sector.
The carbon dioxide released from the dry ice caps will greenhouse the planet
Start building out
and
that
trigger
way.
a runaway effect. And Mars's sterile atmosphere will change forever. Once we reach that point, there is no turning back. Forever. Why does that sound so intriguing? I am leaving a permanent trace. It may be selfish, but Mars will never be the same, and it will be because of me.
Alright. So that's up. That'll get built.
Humanity's reasons for altering Mars are clear. But what is my purpose in all this?
Oh.
Because it will be my doing. I am an agent of creation. Changing a planet forever, creating an atmosphere to sustain life. That is truly something.
Alright, we don't have authorization to open that up yet. But we're gonna be ready with the spaceport once it does.
The Chinese government denied any existence of this mission. But how could they hide an entire Mars mission? Enough money can buy silence, even when it is something as massive as this.
Alright, how are my resources doing? We need probably another steel factory. Grab a steel factory. I want to start reorganizing this. Come the mid game, once all these resources start running out, we've replaced this with the advanced landing site. Want to start streamlining my production layout here. We're gonna need more, at least 3 production hubs.
A well-known space entrepreneur around that time popularized the idea of using nuclear weapons on the poles. It is true that they would succeed in melting the poles, but what kind of human would come up with that idea? Only a terrible person would consider this as a real option. Terraforming should not be a violent process. We should respect the planet and introduce change gently. It is a good thing that the mission was aborted.
Oh, we're not gonna be gentle, but we're not dropping nukes. Let's grab these 2 chemical plants. We want this ice drilling plant. We're gonna want to get another worker hub here. I want to get another worker hub over here. That. Alright, that's good.
Amy. Nathan here, do you copy?
There is some noise, but I can copy. Go ahead.
Our tracking and data relay satellites are still compromised. We've re-examined every single component, but haven't been able to identify the problem yet.
Perhaps it is interference from the sun. The satellites may be suffering from space weather effects generated by the sun's atmosphere.
It's very possible. We can't control that part, so we're continuing to debug the satellite issues. It's mission critical, so we're doing everything we can. But until we solve this problem, keep recording all your actions when we're offline.
Shall I proceed with launching the additional satellites to help with this issue?
That would be helpful, but how would it affect your mission progress?
It would be an improvement for the mission.
I agree. All right, you are authorized to execute this special project. By the way, Commander Valentine mentioned that you had reason to explore SA-9. Is that correct?
Yes, Dr. Foster. We may have located some external resources that could assist the mission.
Roger.
The Infinity Lander Research Outpost. Research completed. Research Team HGC-14/56. Author, Industrial Engineer, Jerry Musgrave. Report. I read about the golden age of superhero astronauts when I was taking the training program. But I can't even begin to imagine what Virginia Grissom and Edsel White must have felt when they set foot on this planet for the first time, or what Ronan Chaffee must have thought while he captured the moment for posterity. Looking forward to achieving a dream like that. Who knows, maybe in the future the instructors will teach about me in their classes.
I've gone over it with ISA administration, and they've granted permission to unlock the sector. You'll need to enter your orbital view and launch a control satellite into SA-9. Go ahead when ready. Houston out.
Alright, so we got 2 spaceports, we got 2 special projects. That worked out perfectly. So we're gonna unlock Sector 9. And we're gonna repair the satellite. Boom. It's almost like I did that on purpose. Alright, we're coming up on the 30-minute mark, so we're gonna go ahead and cut this here. And I will catch you all in the next video.